according to National Resource Canada, Canadians use approximately 75 liters of hot water to wash dishes, launder clothing, and for personal hygiene uses. The cost of heating water is the largest energy expense. Unfortunately, most of this energy ends up going down the drain. In North America alone, this loss represents $40 billion each year. In an average-sized home, Canadians use around 130 gigajoules of energy, which means based on Sask Energy's current rates, they spend about $1,000 on their energy bills annually. A water heater is an appliance that takes the cold water coming into your house from the city and warms it up either electrically or by gas. This water is then distributed and used throughout the home. Water heat recycling is a process that would save approximately 60% of the heat energy that is lost down the drain. This is the practice of recovering the thermal energy we throw away down our drain by using a heat exchanger. A heat exchanger is a specialized device that assists in the transfer of heat from one fluid to another. There are several different types of heat exchangers. The most common type of heat exchanger is a double-piped heat exchanger. Double-piped heat exchangers are the easiest and cheapest heat exchanger to use. Double-piped heat exchangers have a smaller copper pipe inside a black ABS pipe. The cold water is pumped through the copper pipe, and the warm water is pumped through the black ABS pipe. Benefits of using a heat exchanger in your home could have positive impacts on the environment and its ecology in many ways. These ways include reducing greenhouse gas emissions, a reduction in coal mining and fossil fuel consumption, and a potential to increase the air quality. If residents put one of these systems into their home, our society could be one step closer to having a cleaner world. By using a heat exchanger, one would reduce the amounts of greenhouse gases that are produced because they would minimize the amount of energy that would be needed to heat their water. Greenhouse gases are mostly made up of carbon dioxide and methane, and trap the sun's radiation within the atmosphere. After a long period of time, these gases have the potential to build up and trap heat, causing global warming. If society does not try to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases that are emitted, climate change could play a large role and have an impact on the world's ecology. The risk of global warming is that temperatures will change. This would result in the melting of snow, sea ice, and glaciers, therefore causing sea levels to rise and flood. This would not only have an impact on the plants and animals on the coast, but it would have a major impact on life in the oceans. Due to the melting of fresh water like the glaciers, the salinity of the water would decrease, putting organisms that live in the water at risk. Another impact of greenhouse gases is there is a higher chance of more severe storms and heat waves, which would cause drought in some areas of the world and floods in others. If global warming occurs, there will be several impacts on ecosystems in many ways. Some examples of these changes would be animals moving to more northern latitudes where the climate is more suitable for their survival, which would result in the overpopulation in most areas. Due to the climate, some species may relocate or die off, eliminating key predators or prey from the remaining food chains. For example, if there is a rise in the temperature, the glacier ice will melt, therefore leaving minimal habitat for polar bears to live. This would decrease the population of the polar bears and increase the amount of Arctic cod in northern waters. More Arctic cod means a decrease in zooplankton and an increase in algae. With this drastic change, many ecosystems in that area would be put to grave danger. By installing a heat exchanger into your home, you would use approximately 60% less energy. By lowering your energy requirements, you are reducing coal mining and fossil fuel consumption that is needed to power your home. The effect of strip mining for coal has many serious impacts on the environment. This type of mining can destroy many habitats as the trees, plants, and topsoil is removed for mining. Commonly, soil erosion and damage of our agricultural land are large effects of this mining. Not only does this type of mining have large impacts on the immediate surroundings, but it has a large impact on the whole ecosystem. Another type of energy harvesting that can also harm many species is drilling for oil. Although they may not cause as many environmental harms like strip mining, there are many ecological dangers when using this method as well. One of the major issues of drilling for oil is the fact that pipes can rupture or corrode, resulting in an oil spill damaging many ecosystems. These spills can contaminate the water, making many organisms deathly ill. These environmental devastations lead to consequences that can last for many years after the spill or accidents have occurred. The final major benefit to using a heat exchanger within your home is that it reduces air pollution. Air pollution is a major issue in today's society, and when using a heat exchanger within your home, you can reduce the amount of air pollution that is emitted when generating the energy needed to power your water heater. Precipitation that contains high levels of nitric and sulfuric acid is called acid rain. This rain caused by burning fossil fuels. These toxins are carried by rain, snow, fog, or wind over hundreds of miles. The results of acid rain on the environment can have many damaging properties. Acid rain harms trees, soils, and plants along with water systems. Ozone depletion is another cause of air pollution. Ozone is a gas that close to the ground can be harmful to all organisms, but when in the stratosphere, ozone is a protective layer that shields us from the sun's ultraviolet rays. Unfortunately, due to mankind polluting the air, this ozone layer is slowly being damaged. Weakening of this vital layer can increase the amounts of ultraviolet radiation that reaches the Earth, which can be harmful to all living things. Examples of effects of ozone depletion include skin cancer, cataracts, and impaired immune systems within humans and some animals. By completing one simple step by putting a wastewater heat recovery system into your home, society could potentially see a bright future for all beings. These systems have no potential harm to the water leaving your house, but can cause your green footprint to be a lot larger. With recycling heat, you can improve the environment while you save money on your water heating costs. Looking at the ecological harm that we can potentially create, using a heat exchanger is a step in the right direction. In the end, everyone can be happy with wastewater heat recycling.